maybe this
Okay.
is because it also works where you go up floors, right, like a tower.
Oh man.
And in this, and the reason I completely forgot about this, but because I'm getting to a different point, but now I just remember this. But in this tower system, like depending on how well you do, you go up and down it, like pretty much giving players access to higher levels because they're higher level than other players, to give them,
Yeah.
the chance to have more challenging matches or whatever. But it gets a little weird because the way they set it up, um, you're basically just kind of thrown out of a room.
Yes. Yes.
You don't rematch. Oh yeah,
Unwillingly.
and they didn't like give you the option to rematch either, which was also weird.
Which it could be
Uh,
part of the demo. It could be part of the demo though.
Yeah, and then you just kind of leave, and then you're wondering, like, depending on how the end of the match goes, right? You're going, oh, sweat, did this guy just rage quit on me? Did I get kicked out, like, on a network error? What happened? And all of a sudden you're like, hey, you made it to another room, and then sometimes you get queued into the same room, but not the same room. Like the same floor. Like it's happened to me a couple of times where I'm like, oh cool, I just beat this guy. I'm going to the 6th floor finally. Oh no, I'm going back into the 5th floor, but nobody's there. And then and then remember when you and I tried to play, we weren't in the same. We were like in Earth 2 same lobby kind of thing, right? I'm in Earth 1, the 4th floor, and you're like, you went down to the 4th floor, but you're like in Earth 2, and we don't see each other. And then when we actually finally found each other, we couldn't sync up because they're so desynced from the lobby that, let's say I'd be at the chandelier, which is the middle, and you'd be like on another different platform, thinking that I'm over there because you see me on one side of the screen and the other side, and then people are teleporting diagonally down or diagonally up.
Walking in the air.
Yeah, like all that. I'm like, how'd they get that superpower? I don't got that superpower with my avatar.
Not yet. Very, very frustrating.
Yeah, but like what I was getting at was more the aesthetic look of it, but I just reminded me of that's another issue with the mechanics of that lobby system itself. It's cool, but I think you should also get an option to it shouldn't just kick you out, and you should get rematches, and they shouldn't take forever to rematch, because like they got to take into account, right? The way they made this game, like the matches go by pretty fast because of the high damage at the moment, but that doesn't really do much for you if, let's say, the matches are as long as it is, the match length are as long as it takes to get a match.
To get them up.
Yeah.
You wait. It's like Tekken, not waiting for a player, but waiting before the match starts.
Yeah, just kind of waiting there, and then the match lasts 30 seconds, and you're like, all right, I'm back to waiting.
Absolutely. And just to go a little bit on the aesthetic before I go into like the functionality. Even the pixelation and all that stuff, like the idea, like I mentioned, it's cool. It's just I don't see it fitting, right? Like if I am in the game developer design table, right, and we trying to create an image of the game, I don't see how it represents the game in any way, because at least I know it's the beta, but if they give you, let's say, weapons of the characters, then that will be in some way, somehow representing the game, right? Like, hey, I have so bad guy weapon, just to fling around, and I look like Majin Buu, I don't care. But, something that represents the game itself. But aesthetically, I didn't feel like it was representing the game in any way possible. And of course, keeping an open mind that it doesn't have to follow like the arcades that we have here, or like the rings like in Dragon Ball, or Blaze Blue type of circles. But in Blaze Blue, even if it doesn't represent the circles don't represent the game, right? In some way it does because of the colors. But the scenario where you at is very Blaze Blue like very, blue and futuristic and not futuristic. You have speakers in the back, like I don't know, it represents like the hype of the game, right? And in this game it just felt like, once again, like Maple Story. Like Maple Story, I'm not sure if you're familiar with it, but this little chibi avatars, there's a point that there's so many at the same time clustered together that it's hard to see or know what is really happening. And like you mentioned, you combine the visual aspect of not being able to know where you at sometimes, or who is that you're trying to challenge, and then not working consistently, plus the error that it had, it just created a whole cluster F, you know? If it was more clean, then maybe it would have been better, right? Maybe you could sit in a bar, right? They had a bar. If you sit in the bar, the person that sits next to you in the bar is the next challenger. I don't know, something that divides the masses. And if you just want to jump around and fight and do anything you want to do with your swords and jump in the chandelier, then do that. But when you're ready to play, then you move to the side of the play style, right?
I think definitely the overcrowding was an issue for people. When people were trying to get a match, like desperately trying to get a match, they'd all crowd to see if they could get a match with somebody else. And then like people there, it would just add to the confusion.
Yeah, it really does. Like I agree with you. Like we're in a new system of how to get a match, with a new lobby system also that we at least most of us are not familiar with, and then that on top, the whole cluster like that, it just creates more confusion, and it's just not a pleasant experience, right? I'm getting the idea. I understanding the idea. They want it to be, you know, create your own avatar. It's free. Just jump around in the lobby, be a community, and have fun. That's always cool. But I don't think it was implemented correctly, right? Like they forgot the part. Oh, you also have to play people here. You know, this is a fun playground, but they forgot that you also are here to play other people. And maybe if they would have implemented a dedicated section to just play people, then that would be great. Like once again, like arcades. Mm-hmm.
Well, you could keep going, but I was gonna go more into the aesthetics on how I think it should work.
So like it doesn't have to have an arcade, but in the lobby they have different levels. They have one level, ground level, a middle level, and the top, right? You could go to a balcony and all that stuff. They had a bar on the right. And the middle level on the left, they had like a little closet that you can open and then start changing your clothes in there. But then you can also do it anywhere too by pressing triangle. But anyway, if they have a dedicated session for that, maybe they can have a dedicated session to chill, and they have a dedicated session to play, you know? And that will be okay. And then now you know, look, if I'm tired running sets, then instead of clustering here, I'm going to move to the other side and just jump around and do whatever I want to do there, you know? Maybe that could be community-based orientated, you know? Maybe that's how people can organize certain matches. I don't know. But it has a purpose instead of just being a cluster F, everyone just doing everything and hindering how we connect to each other, because they even mentioned, hey, try to stay away from each other. Like, but you made it like that. I don't know, it's kind of confusing.
So the way it could look more Guilty Gear is to not just have the stages be random either. And also, I know this was beta, maybe they're going to implement this later, but every floor should be different. Every floor should be different, and maybe it should, instead of being some random mansion looking thing, like actual places from the world.
Yeah, to represent Guilty Gear.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know if you were here when I was mentioning, I was like, at least if they will allow you, your avatar, to have a weapon from a Guilty Gear character, or an attire of a Guilty Gear character, then it represents. It's like your avatar Guilty Gear dude, you know, and it has the essence of the game in it. Like, once again, like having Soul Bad Guy's sword, so I can use to battle people, I guess, with this horrible system. But at least I represent Soul, right? At least it represents the game. At least if people see it from far, they can recognize this is from Guilty Gear, right? This is from this specific game. And
yeah, I would make that I like more reasons to be able to unlock things in fighting games, because we don't get enough of that. So I would love that to be events. Mm-hmm. Like, you get all these regular looking ass weapons, but maybe there's an event in the weekend. If you do enough of something, you get Soul's sword or Kai's sword or something like that, and then there'll be, you know, people see like, oh, he did that Kai event. Hopefully it comes back around and I get to do it. You know, like stuff like that also, and maybe even clothes and colors that unlock.
Yeah.
Haircuts. Yeah. For those two, and they're all, and the thing I like about it being with the little pixel art or whatever is because it should definitely be easy to just keep updating and putting hundreds and hundreds of different options for people to get excited about, like, every month.
Yeah, almost limitless. Yeah, because it's just pixels, right? And that's just the aesthetic, right? That's just an idea to make it look in some way somehow related to the game. It just doesn't match. Like I don't see it matching, right? That's like having let's say we have a space game, right? But the way that we do the matches is in, I don't know, in a swimming pool. You're like, what doesn't make, where is this related to space? Like, I don't know, like nothing here represents, oh, these space pools maybe, you know, I don't know, the stars, I don't know, something that relates to what the main theme of the game is, or the essence of it.
High school, obviously.
And to piggyback on the lobby experience in terms of moving you from floor to floor, and once again, this is all subject to change, but this is just our impression. And being forceful to change from floor to floor, it's a bad ethic because you're not even running it back to the person that you beat or you got beaten from. It doesn't mean that you're obligated to do so, but you literally did, right? Like someone pushed you there and Nintendo you to the other side. And then it could be places like I saw a couple of videos, people get sent to lobbies that they were completely empty. Completely empty. Like he got grounded for winning. And then if he tries to go down on levels, there's a restriction, lobby restrictions. You don't want to be restricted in your game. That's something that, at least I guess, at this day and age, you don't want to be restricted. Restrictions are bad. For now, restrictions are bad. And you restricting you, where can you go? Dude, I couldn't even go to your level as a friend. I couldn't go, hey, I want to play with my friend, or be just in the lobby that my friend is. I don't want to play no one. I just want to be in the lobby with him. I couldn't, because it said that I can only go to higher levels, not lower levels. How is that community based? You know? So you're not having an open door for anyone to learn or be part of that. You know, you're segregating them. I don't know. It's just not a good idea. In any way, if it failed to reward you or you went up in level, give me the choice to do that. Hey, so you got the key to level 6. Whenever you want, you have access to it. That feels cool. I can use it on my own term. I got my key to go on the elevator. I earned that. You know? It just feels better, right?
The thing is,
more in control of the player.
The thing is, too, it had mentioned that when you go up, you can go back down. So maybe it just wasn't working, too. Because it mentioned
it was
somewhere.
It was correct. It said that, yeah, in a way, no, I think it said that you can always go higher. You cannot go lower. So if you're trash, you can technically go up. But if you're high, you cannot go low. That's
no,
weird.
It has said, I remember you saying, hey, cool, I can go down to you even though I'm up here. You read it.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. It's so confusing.
And then all of a sudden, like, it was just blocked off.
Yeah, it couldn't let me. I couldn't. How are you restricting? I buy the game and you're restricting me where I want to go. Like that's not working. That's not it. That's not it. That's definitely, like I said, maybe it is just gonna change. But in terms of first impression, it just feels very restricted. And how I mentioned, two things can happen with this lobby. They can double down and continue with this and make it better by adding some of the numerous things that we just mentioned, making it more Guilty Gear, having an essence of Guilty Gear, maybe changing the way how you match with someone else. Or this is something that they worked from day one, and just what they had to test out the lobby was like, what do we have? We have to test the internet, we have to test the match makes. Is our second lobby ready? No. So let's get it with the beta, with the alpha lobby. Put it into the code. Let's run it. This is what we're gonna have. Yeah, but it's a cluster F. It's fine. We just need to test the connectivity with the matchmaking. Right, setup. And then they're already building the other type of lobby, the cool lobby, the very better version, the normalized lobby. That's the two ways that I see this happening, dude. I cannot think of any other way, dude. It cannot. I don't think they can think that this is a good idea. I don't see it. I really don't see it. So I'm hoping that that's the two things. They already had one into place, and they were gonna They didn't have time to put it into the beta. Maybe we see it in another beta. That would be super cool.
Yeah.
Or maybe maybe they're just gonna run all the betas with this one, and on release day, bam! They surprise us again with another lobby system that we have to learn. A more familiar lobby system, maybe. So a more familiar one, you know?
Maybe.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I hope if this is the vision that they implement and take a lot of feedback off of all the negative stuff from it, you know, and not just go, nah, we know better.
Yeah, or even if people didn't like it, that's fine. Not liking it is okay. But if it's not working, how we said it previously, right? If things are not working as intended, then they're broken. They're not working. So let's fix that up, you know? It's your game. You can do whatever you want, but make it work. You know? People just want things to work. I don't care how it looks. Well, in some degree. And then caring about how it looks, then we have the characters, right?
Yeah.
The characters look interesting.
You talking about the avatars or the actual game characters?
The players, yeah, the characters that you play. I think they look good. They look how in the trailer look. They when I play with them, I play mostly Faust. I don't know. People complain. I try not to feed in much into the media because they were very negative. They were not open-minded into changes. It's not Guilty Gear. Blah 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 blah. I just saw it as a fighting game, and I'm just playing a fighting game. And I like certain things about it, and I didn't others. But overall, I wanted to play more. If you ask me, I wanted to play more because I wanted to see where it takes me. I wanted to see if it still piques my interest moving forward. Right when I learn more of the game.
And that's kind of like that's kind of like a double-edged sword that you could have if you're really into a series, right? Like in a recent post that we made about characters coming into Granblue, somebody has said, well, I don't know anything, so I don't care who makes it in the game, I just like the game. And I told them, okay, good, so whoever comes in, you won't be mad at whoever makes it in because somebody else didn't make it in. It's just kind of like this game. It's like they're already looking at these characters and going, all right, this character got gutted because they don't have this move, just because, you know, legacy. The move was always there. Why isn't the move there anymore? Without thinking, you know, maybe it just doesn't suit the way this game plays right now or at the moment, or maybe the character's just not ready completely and they don't have the move yet. You know, the shit's just not ready. But people are so quick to talk negatively about without any kind of reasoning other than, you know, other than just saying it's just not there or it's not how it was. Yeah. You know, it's just like without any kind of just more information on or experience that they had as to why something's just not there the way it should be. Yeah, but I think maybe these people forgot the big letter that the producer sent. It could have been a tablet, it could be an OS, right? But he did mention to please have an open minded into this version of the series, and he mentioned version because he's not saying it's a sequel, it's not saying it's a prequel, it is a version of the game. So to keep an open minded as he wants to see how he can evolve this game, right? So this is him taking risk. This is him taking risk into what he think he wants to test it out to see what works. You know, not everything has to work perfectly. The perfect game doesn't exist. But if we are open-minded, then we don't have to see as negative. We just see as what he has. That's why I was like trying to not be like, oh, this character doesn't have this anymore. For me, it was like, oh, actually, that's why I also play a character that I haven't played much before. Like I played Faust because in the other one, yeah, I always thought he was cool, but it didn't. I don't know. It didn't call me because there were other characters that fit me better in a sense, right? Like Slayer and all this stuff. So I was like, this is a new game, I'm gonna try a complete new character.
And my experience is not gonna be tainted by nothing prior. It's just gonna be from here, and I think with that mindset, it allows me to be more entertained by the game, you know.
Yeah.
And then I can be better critical about it because now I'm not gauging based on my previous experience. You know, F the previous experience in that sense. If this is not a sequel, then take your previous experience to somewhere else. Yeah, because this is a brand new game. It's like, okay, an example. Why people didn't complain about Alpha from Turbo?
I don't know.
Right? It's different game. It's a completely different game. It's a completely different game. And yeah, it still has Fireball, it still has DP, it still has similarities. Yes, similarities are there. You can always find similarities wherever you look at it. But it's a different game. And there's gonna be things that you like and there's gonna be things that you dislike. And disregarding if they're more or less, you have to ask yourself, why are you here, right? You came here to try a game. So that means you initially had an interest. Something interests you to try this game. You know,
complaining interested you.
Correct. And then if you didn't like it, then that's okay. But you should not be going to try something thinking already you're not gonna like it because you like something else. The good part about that is that if you didn't like something because it's not something else, you can always go back to the something else.
Yeah.
That's the beauty of all this.
It's not like they're deleting the previous games.
Correct. For me, I try to be honest, I went here with a super blank canvas mindset, and I'm not gonna lie, I have fun. But I wanted, like I said, I want to play more because I want to know how much more fun I was gonna have in the longer run, you know?
Yeah, likewise with me, I just felt like, you know, I used to play Chip, so Chip was there, but as I was testing out all the characters, I just thought choosing Potemkin would be easier for me because I was less focused on learning the mechanics of the fighting system and more on just trying to press buttons that I like to press and do moves that I like to do. So I was like, oh, okay, cool. He has a move that hits low from far, and he has something that reflects projectiles. He has cool anti-air options. You know, and he does big boy damage, even though, like, you know, and I don't have to deal with not liking the air dash or whatever, because he didn't have an air dash. And I just got to focus on trying to land 4 or 5 different moves, and I'm good. And I never liked this character before. I've never been a Potemkin fan. I've never aesthetically, especially when they made the big change on how he looks, I was like, whoa, he looks way better before. What is this weird military-looking dude? Yeah, I wasn't a fan of it, but the one thing that caught me is that he looked like his secondary color scheme. He looked like the Guardians of the Galaxy 2008 comic book, and I'm a big fan of it. So I just started playing with him and just started, you know, going, oh wow, this looks just like one of those outfits that they used to wear in that comic series that I really enjoyed. And then all of a sudden, I'm just playing him. That's it. I'm just started playing him, and I played him the whole weekend. And
so you're telling me you weren't like, oh, he's not like the same. Why you didn't do that?
He's jacked up real Star-Lord. He's like Hulk Star-Lord, Hulkbuster Star-Lord with the helmet and everything. He doesn't dance though, thank God.
I think he does. With your dead body when he fucking deletes you.
But yeah, I honestly, I had fun too, and I think I had fun because I didn't have to think too hard at the moment on like learning too many complicated things, and I think that's one of the points that they're trying to make with this. Even with a lot of the community going, the Gatling system, you know, if you're trying to make it easier for people, like they're mad for newcomers, but they sound more mad that that they don't have the Gatling work how it used to work in the games before, you know. But they're sticking up for all the new people. If you guys are trying to make it simple for them, you're not, by making it different for all these characters. But we got to really think about why they're doing that. You know,
how did it feel for you though?
I felt fine, and I don't you know, like I felt absolutely fine. It's just like, okay, I can't just do this. I guess I'm not gonna think about doing it anymore. You know, all right, I can't link these two. Cool. All right, I'll try and find something else. And it almost felt like, because of the character I was using and because of the type of combos he does, it just feels like I was playing almost like Sam Show. It's just like I gotta land big hits, and those big hits bring me back into the game. It's just the difference is if you land a big counter hit in Samurai Showdown, that's where it ends. You know, that
So,
hit. But here you get to
Mhm.
still at least follow it up with some kind of nice little combo.
So do you feel the character, right, in terms of your playing, right, the playstyle, the game itself, the character itself, not the engine, just the character itself, do you feel it was fitting to the game itself? Like how he, the tools that he had, the way that he played, do you feel that it fit the theme of the game? Or do you think that, nah, I don't know, the characters and the engine doesn't match well?
I think the one I was playing was fine, because he's just more, it feels like he's more read heavy, and it makes you feel good when you make the right read with him.
Yeah.
That's it. Like,
So-
him is just like, all right, I think you're gonna jump. Boom, you done. That felt amazing. I think you're gonna just sit there, so you're gonna eat this 40% SPD now. Like stuff like that. It just, he felt good. He felt fine. I didn't feel like there was any problem, because they give him all the tools to work around characters that have better tools than him, but they still give him defensive options to be able to hold his own, even if he's
Yep.
worse.
So for me, right in the beginning, right when you pick your characters, that you see some of the stuff of the game. It tells you the moveset. It has a video of the moveset, and it tells you verbally, hey, you should use this here as an anti-air or as this. It's really cool that they actually helping that, right? Like that aspect of the game is very welcoming, right?
Yeah,
But
it's
I
just
feel
like
that
it's just like how they implemented it into Granblue.
Granblue. Yeah, it feels like a better version, to be honest.
Yeah,
So they're learning. It shows that they're learning, right? Or they're taking parts from that. But I still feel that the game, even thought for me, it was easy to understand what I needed to do with my character. Hey, I need to do certain things. This is what I should be going to. But it still felt that I was leaving so much more on the plate in terms
Yeah.
of what I could have done. But that is good, in my opinion, because it meant that I could pick the game, and I was thinking that I was doing stuff. Oh, I think I got this down pat. Oh, I can do this thing and do this thing. But that felt for me still like, oh, this is just the beginning. Like, there is so much more I can do. Like, with Faust, I can do certain cancels. If you have the afro, I can burn it, and it does like pops you up. But I didn't have to do any of that, right? I can just still do my hits, my combos, my projectiles. So, for me, it felt that the character played well with what he needed to do, but it still always showed me hints that there was always more. By mistake. By me doing mistakes. I was like, oh, crap. Oh, I can do this thing. Oh, when I did a counter and let me try to do this, and I may romance cancel this, which is really cool, which means that that's the essence, in my opinion, of the game, right? Like, Guilty Gear always being something that it leaves it to the player to do most of the stuff, right? Because it has a cancel option, and the world is yours for you to do. And even though they simplify it, they say, and all that stuff, I feel that this version still does it well. And I think it was fun for what I played. The character was fun, so I want to play more of it.
Yeah, I enjoyed myself. I didn't find myself, because we'd have a slightly different perspective if we really put in a lot of time into Strife when it was out. But I felt fine. I felt like it was enjoyable. I felt like it gives you enough that you can pick it up maybe once a week and not have to feel like you had to grind a lot of the game to still be good at it. It's like it's how a lot of fighting games are nowadays, and all the old school fighting game people have a problem with, because you're not you probably have less lab time that you need to do for the game. And I think all the lab time is going to come is from how the Roman cancels work. Everything else, like neutral and all that stuff, that's just going to be experience, and all the lab time is going to be working with the Roman cancel mechanic.
Yeah. So I feel like, hey, you can still play without it and do your thing, but that's there,
Yeah, but this is still always going to be here. But since this shit has a lot of damage, you, scrub, can do all right.
So that leads me to the gameplay, right? Do you feel this gameplay is gonna last? The way that the game plays, the way that it presents itself, what it's trying to accomplish.
I think I'm gonna say, like, people are always worried about how much you can actually play the game with how free you are to express yourself in the games. I think it's still like, you know, like if this game is like 90% done or whatever, like, I don't know. I personally felt like I can do enough where I felt like I was expressing myself, but I guess it was more so back with other Guilty Gears that other Guilty Gear veterans are saying that it was. But that's, again, them comparing it. But me comparing, I just feel like I could play the game and have fun. I don't know. I can't for sure say how long, you know, I would be able to play the game. But like, I think with every single fighting game, once you hit a certain point, you're not just playing the same character. Especially if you're creating content, you're forcing yourself to play more than you probably want to. You're forcing yourself to play more characters than you probably want to, for the most part, with just for the sake of having content there and having your stuff out there, right? So I don't know, like, everybody has their own tolerance. I have a low tolerance of playing fighting games too, because of physical, like, stuff with my finger, like, and I went back to pad, which is not a good thing for my fingers.
Boys.
Yeah, you know, but I used to play arcade stick for. I learned arcade stick just because I got an issue with my thumb and the pad player. So I don't play that as often as most of these people do, you know. But I don't know. I think you're asking me this because I don't know. You definitely have an idea on how you see yourself playing this.
The reason I asked you was because as the newcomer for this, right? If I put my experience, and I'm gonna say a very bold statement here, bro. You ready for controversial things?
Yes.
TKO
has the hard questions, bro.
All the time.
That's why streamers ignore our questions when we ask.
Oh, absolutely.
I'm not gonna shout out who it is.
That's a fact. Dude, that's a fact. Don't get me started.
Because once they see that first one and they're like, they answer us, and then we hit them with the hard question, completely ignored.
With the 1-2 and
Yep.
So I have more fun with this gameplay than I had when I played Street Fighter V.
I agree, and it's funny too, because Street Fighter V, a lot of the stuff that people didn't like was how crush counters feel, and I feel like this is fucking crush counters the game. counter. But the thing is, the counter thing, I hope people understand, is the counter thing for people who don't play games that often, and for people who have trouble confirming their hits into longer things. That counter thing is godlike for them.
I know we didn't
You
mention
get those
that
extra 20 seconds to confirm your next hit with that counter.
Like, hit him, bro. He's pressing buttons.
Why is everything slow motion? Can I still press buttons? Then they press 3-4 buttons and they're good. That makes another inexperienced player feel like they're doing good, because the game's giving them 20 fucking seconds to press another button, and then they get, like, you know, more damage. But is a veteran gonna definitely get more optimal damage output off of that? Absolutely. And the new person's still gonna lose, but the new person feels like they're doing more.
Absolutely. And the reason I say that is because when I play Street Fighter, at least the beta, right? We're talking about the beta, and even the game a little bit more after. I don't know. It felt like, how can I say this? I know one is an anime game and one is a non-anime game. I get that, but this game, it feels more Street Fighter-ish, right? This Guilty Gear feels more Street Fighter-ish in a sense. How you play with your type of footsies and type of restrictions, and it's like a linear goal what you have to do to win, right? And what your character's tools have.
Yeah.
But I have more fun. I don't know, something about it. I have more fun. Yeah, obviously we're not talking about aesthetically. We're talking about gameplay wise. I have more fun, and I play I play different games, and if the game has that fun factor, you got me, right? But I'm still in the debate that I don't know how much longer I will be playing that, right? Like, at least for now, it feels fun.
I think, but you always you are a whore, so you'll be fine because
Thank you, sir.
you'll be cycling through the whole character list just for fun.
Absolutely. Well, if it is fun, the gameplay, yes.
Yeah.
As long as the gameplay is fun, then I will be going through the whole list.
Yeah, any character you feel like you might enjoy, you're gonna be in there going, all right, let me just try this person since I feel like I don't want to play this person anymore, and I have fun. This is you talking. I have fun during the learning process, during the labbing process, during the process where I don't know the character and I'm figuring stuff on my own, and then I get to apply them in the match. That's you.
Yep. Especially since the game itself, just to put it like that, is not too hard to understand, but it still has that barrier, like I mentioned, that you can always explore. Yeah. So gameplay wise, I think they do have something going. The visual have a lot of work to do, to be honest. To be honest, the counter thing, I don't mind, like you mentioned. I think it's great for spectators. For spectators, it's fantastic. You're in a big stage, you see that big counter, you know things are about to go down.
Yeah.
And that's a visual cue, like how we talked about many months ago about Smash Brothers getting that kill hit confirmed, and the camera zooms in, and that's what spectators sees that, and they're like, oh crap, the
big thing happened.
Oh no, he survived the big thing. Exactly, just those two options. But I think that, can they tone down? Yeah, maybe. Can they make it better? Yeah. Can they shape it up to look even high quality? Absolutely. Can this game be cooking for 2 more years? I hope so. That's what I would prefer, to put all these great ideas that they have and deliver with them, instead of having all this idea and half-assing the delivery. You get me?
Yeah.
Because I feel they have something. I'm just being optimistic. I feel they have something. New ideas are always good because they can learn from this, and maybe the next game might take some point of this or not. And we should be open to changes like this.
What do you think about the way the walls work?
Oh, the wall bounce, that's part of the gameplay, right? Like, I think that's okay because you have a mission.
I thought there was a limited usage of those, but you could just kind of do them over and over again, no matter how long the match is.
And in multiple ways too.
Yeah.
But once again, can you just do it the most optimal way? Sure, absolutely, like every other game. But once again, it's another tool that allows for people I'm gonna sound like a developer. This is a tool that allows for any skill level to be able to access to great damage.
Yeah.
That's how I see the idea was, and I think it works. You know
what I think fighting game people gotta realize?
What?
They gotta have that same realization when you become a parent and you realize your life is not for you anymore, it's for your kid.
Absolutely.
The fighting game's not just for them anymore. For the hardcore dude that can somehow find the time to find the hardest character, to do the hardest things, and feel really good about themselves because nobody can do what they can do because they put in the time to do that. They gotta realize that mindset is becoming less and less a thing because people are realizing that the way you make this about money, because you make these to make money, and the way you make more money is to have more people. It's accessible and more people less afraid to pick these fighting games up.
Yep. Perfect
less
example.
afraid to learn them.
Granblue, right? Granblue is accessible. Anyone of almost any level can play it. And have fun. If you can play it and have fun, then that's the point. You know? I think MVCI did that great too.
Yeah.
It was accessible. It was accessible enough for you to do something, have fun with it, and then you feel great. And that's the point.
In some way, yeah, but that game was still kind of insane. Hard to really.
Insane, but it doesn't mean that it's restricted. It just means that it did the goal that it intended, accessible.
Yeah.
And doesn't mean that it's restricted. And that's the point of a lot of high streamers that I always ask the question. They always get fumbled up on it. Accessibility doesn't mean restriction, right? People complain about Super Dash being an easy brain dead shit, but everyone uses it, right? I took it upon myself and put my weights, ankles, and not use it in my playstyle at all, right? And it was hindering my thing because I was fighting the game style. I was fighting the gameplay, and you told me that, like, you're going against the gameplay. You're not gonna. When you don't go against the gameplay, then that's gonna expand, and that's 100% true. So people need to have at least an open mind that this thing that they implemented is for that accessibility. Yeah. They took out maybe the O keys. Okay, well that's something that you don't have to worry about because it surrogates once again that how only a certain amount of people can do that and not everyone else can.
Yeah, but then the thing is, everybody's selfish, right? So they're just thinking, but I'm really good at that part. That's why I have fun, because I get to practice this thing where it's hard for people to block. Now I have to work harder to hit somebody.
Absolutely.
Ah.
So in a sense, you're still working hard.
Yeah.
Because what you used to work hard to do something, now the game being accessible as these games are trying to implement, it's another way to work hard around it. You just have to.
But they were working hard to get the easy cheap hit. The little kid laughing in the corner. I mean, kind of hit.
That's why people get. It's another topic, but it just represents like when things get nerfed or changed, right? Like just adapt to them.
Yeah.
And move from that. I think having an open mind, like you mentioned, understanding the idea, the grand idea of the developer is what's gonna take. Yeah, it doesn't mean that everything makes sense. Believe me, there's some dumb stuff around decisions. Absolutely. But if you can understand the idea, then you might know, like, well, there might be hope. They might change this. Or maybe I can see why they might be doing this, right?
Yeah.
Or maybe they're neutralizing this because maybe they're doing for everyone else and they're testing waters. Maybe they're making this game more accessible because they know that the franchise, as much as you love doing Okies, you didn't bought 70,000 copies of the game. And they need more copies of those games, So I think this game should cook more. I think the flavors that they have can make something interesting. But I think, to be honest, and this is super critical, I think they need to put a lot of attention to details to this game to make it the gem that they wanted to do. Right now it's really rough. Like super rough.
Well, at least the part that they showed us is really rough. We don't know if their story mode is like extravagant and different and all that stuff.
That's not gonna make the game.
I know, but we don't know what they're putting their resources into right now. So they're showing us this part, but I'm just hoping we keep getting betas till the name that it makes for itself is a good name. Like right now, a lot of people, like if you ask randomly, like somebody who just kind of happens to casually know stuff, and you probably having a conversation about the beta with your friend, somebody will go, oh yeah, I heard that shit sucked.
Yeah, that's the impression.
Yeah.
That's the stain.
Oh, how was it? How it sucked, right? Because, blah, 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 this, that, and the other, or something I overheard. Like, they need to get that taste out of people's mouths so that people are more going, oh, yeah, I heard it was really cool. Like, and then they ask more questions inquiring about it instead of just disregarding it right away. This thing needs more betas.
Time. It needs more time. Yeah, it needs more time.
Yeah.
More testing, more time. More testing, more time.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
Well, it needs more betas, I think, for testing till it gets to like a comfortable level. I don't know why they wouldn't. I don't know why. Like, I don't know if it costs money or how much resources it costs to be able to do that more consistently. But I would definitely be doing that more to promote the game as well. It's free, like free.
Because they're gonna lose money releasing the game.
Let people have something free for a weekend. Anytime I would update anything in the game, I would have a free day for the damn game. If I was a developer, Did you get kicked?
For not moving. I'll be there.
Okay. I'm so lonely now. I actually look lonely. Hopefully nobody gets a seat in your place. But yeah, I definitely don't think this game, unless for some reason, especially with the pandemic going on, unless for some reason they're in a position because the pandemic is going on that they can work more on this. I doubt it. I think it's going to be the opposite way. I think that if they like should use this as an excuse to just push it at minimum to 2021. Minimum.
Oh, absolutely. This game needs to be 2021, bro.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
And also, unless they're showing us a lot less than they already got ready, because it was just like at 99%. No, don't show the samurai, the awesome samurai black dude with two swords. Don't show him yet. No one. But he's ready. No, don't show him yet. Not yet. You know,
the game doesn't that's more. The game doesn't the game right now is not in a state that represents our idea. So don't show him yet. Let's just test these things. Yeah, I agree with you.
Amelia's like 90% done, and so's who was the other one? Zato. Well, no. Next beta.
I like that idea.
But
because that gives me hope. Yeah.
How many characters do you think they should have on release?
12.
12 sounds good. I was just thinking 12 too. 12, and if they take even longer, 16 will be dope.
Yeah, with a boss, you know.
Yeah, like that. Like 16 will be the boss.
It'll be a boss.
Yeah. It would be cool. I don't know. I definitely think it needs to cook. They need to take into account all the things people say about the fighting mechanic and the lobby and on how this all works, because the lobby is really important, especially off of our experience on Samurai Showdown. That lobby system that it launched with killed a lot of that online the online when people go there, the numbers on people actually going there was so confusing. It's convoluted even to this day. It's like more hassle than it needs to be.
And this Guilty Gear is the mother of confusion, dude. Yeah. So that has to be changed. I think, look, I'm being hopeful. It's two things. Either they double down, or this is just the one day they had it for the test that they needed. And while they're prepping and cooking the other one. You know, it's like someone took it out of the oven. They were like, that's not, put it back. It's not.
Yeah.
So we got to release. Okay, give him this slice. You know, like, that's the type of thing that I feel, you know. That's just me being hopeful.
For the character that you played, do you feel like there's any kind of change you would like to see in that character?
Yeah, just more consistency with certain hits. He has a move that he pulls you and stuff like that. Just certain things don't. Just the character continues the animation without the things happening. You get me?
Yeah.
Like he pulls you back only on hitting when he hits you and confirms that. Without bursts or anything, without the person just literally hitting counter, and my character Faust will do the animation. It feels like a bug, dude. And he does the animation, but nothing is happening. The other person can move freely, can do everything they want. So kind of those inconsistency with stuff like that.
Didn't he only have one super too?
He only has one super, but they haven't shown like a super kill. I
feel like he's the least ready character that they dropped into this, because he only had one super. He didn't have like taunts. You know,
they focus on the items because they have to randomize those items, you know, and the effects. That alone is a lot, probably, you know. So they're probably just like, nah, he only has one super. What is a super? He throws more of that stuff. Okay, good. You know, maybe an air super. Fuck it, he throws a big head bomb. You know, whatever.
Yeah.
But let's see what he has. I want to see what they bring. Please put it back in the oven. It needs more time. Still not ready. Pump it up to 450. And let the time be 2022.
For me, my character, I would give up. How safe it is with way more recovery. I would give up damage. And I'll give up an inch of my penis for his fucking air grab to be unblockable.
Oh yeah, that air grab be unblockable. But it's not fair for everyone if it's unblockable.
Why?
'Cause
I'm giving
they
up
can
a lot.
block in the air. They can block in the air. So you're always gonna do that every time I jump. So I can jump. I cannot do that thing in my own game.
I'll take startup too. Reduce my startup, reduce my recovery, reduce my damage.
What is the idea of a grab being block?
What do you mean?
No, I'm trying to figure out what is the idea of them putting that an air grab can be blocked in the air.
I don't know. That's why I don't get it. I don't get it. I don't get why they would think that's too strong for a grappler.
Has there ever been an air grab that is not just a command grab that has been able to be tech in the air ever? Before?
Like the command grab for some reason is a hit grab?
Yeah, not a hit, a grab.
No,
Diva.
it's supposed to be a command grab,
Yeah.
but you can block it, so it's like a hit grab.
Yeah.
But it's like from the air. I think Merkava. But the thing,
In the air.
Merkava's makes sense because he stretches his arm across the whole fucking stage.
But you
to
can
do
tech
that.
it.
Yeah.
But that's universal because you can do that also on the floor, right? Or no?
Yeah, but that's the reason. Like you could clearly see that it would be too strong.
But you see, that's universal,
Yeah.
right? That's in the ground as in the air.
Yeah.
Imagine if you could block his Potemkin Buster, his grab on the floor. Like,
Oh my god. Imagine you could block his super in the air.
tech it. Like Tager. I remember Tager. Tager, when he used to grab you, he has to have an exclamation mark in Blaze Blue, and you can tech it. I remember that. But that's only if you hold it, I believe. So holding it is because it does another animation that he pulls you. You get me?
Yeah.
So it wouldn't be fair that he pulls you and also is unblockable. Untechable. So like how my Kava is full screen, so yeah, it should be some type of incentive. I don't know. I'm trying to figure out the idea. Maybe someone got bodied by Potemkin in there and was like, nah.
In
put
the
that
thing, they were
block.
like, if you're gonna make the startup of these air dashes that slow, I'm taking away this command grab. I'm taking this
But
away.
you know what? They did something still great. You can combo it in a regular combo and it does OD damage. So hold that grab.
Yeah. And then your plus or whatever, if they block it when they're on the ground, so you can still.
Still shitty, dude. The idea is shitty.
I don't know. Anyway,
The idea is very
I'm
shitty.
done with this. Well, I don't know what else to say.
Is this something that you feel you will get when it released?
Yeah.
From what you experienced? Okay.
Yeah.
Me too.
Yeah, because I think especially I have
wanna see
faith
them
that
like this.
they'll work out the kinks because they've been good at Here's the thing: if they're willing to completely go towards changing the way, going against their country on how net play the net play infrastructure works, then I have a feeling they're gonna listen to a lot of the valuable information and feedback that the people are saying after this.
Like
beta.
how the music sucked, right? That's
Well,
what
see,
people-
even that'll be like, all right, music is super subjective to people, so it's one of those things where it's like art. It's like no matter who you are, something crappy, somebody's gonna like it. Something amazing,
Exactly.
somebody's gonna dislike it.
Exactly.
So that's something that even you should even think about.
It shouldn't. That's my
Yeah,
point.
music.
but-
Hey, the
anyway.
music sucks. Why are you telling me this? Go
Wait,
listen
do you
to
have the
whatever you
option-
listen
Do
to.
you have
Then
the option to remove it?
you have the option to turn the music off.
Okay, done. Then let's
Done. Oh yeah, you could turn that off. That's how I respond. Oh yeah, you could turn the music off. I ain't fucking going back on all these contracts and stuff that I made with all these people making my music just because one dude don't like it. Get out of here. And I'm not a big fan of Guilty Gear music. I think it's good.
I am.
I think it's good. I think I like it more now, but when I was younger, it reminded me too much of metal, hair metal, and I didn't like the hair metal back when I was super young. I liked
Is
it
that
more.
Darlene music?
No, like
Okay.
fucking big hair, 80s metal kind of. I
Oh
wasn't.
no, I don't like that. But I like Guilty Gear. I don't know
But
how.
you do like that because Guilty Gear, like the way the music is
love
composed, is
Guilty
a lot like those kind of music, just without the vocals.
That's why I think. The vocal
Yeah.
kills me.
Yeah.
But in this game, the vocals doesn't.
Yeah.
Cause you can feel the power in the
Power, something's real. Something about the
That's our outro
power
song, bro. We started with a song.
tonight. Our own lyrics. Double KO lyrics. Alright, so what'd you bring up? Music?
I
Oh,
said the music just to finalize it.
yeah, I have hope on this being a good product at the end of the day.
Me too.
Just hopefully the netcode itself is just something that'll get you into it. Because a
Listen,
lot
man,
of
if
these
you don't-
anime games, you know, yeah, and just what fighting games have to offer. Hopefully the future is brighter than just, you know, hey, all you do is fight people online. That's all you need.
Yeah, that's
know?
another topic we're gonna get, definitely, absolutely.
Yeah.
I just think that people need to open their eyes and need to notice the changes that are being happening. There's a big wave of fighting game changes, and people are still stuck in the old ways. And I'm an OG fighter, right? Like I've been playing forever fighting games, but I'm noticing the trending changes, and people either need to adapt or they're gonna be left back, because these
Yeah.
fighting games are just gonna continue this type of trend in a way, in a sense.
Yeah.
It's not going back. It's not going back to Street Fighter 4. It's not going back to any of those other stuff, you know. I put Street Fighter 4 because it's a really old game right now, you know. But it's just not going back. Mm-mm. And you can see, and the sales of Unio, the last one, and I'm not even gonna get on that topic right now. But just keep an open mind that the games are gonna be in this aspect or something related to this, and moving forward.
Yeah.
I'm calling it. DKO says.
Yeah, we gotta just ride the wave if you still like
Yeah.
fighting games. If not, there's plenty of other shit
Go to
you
Leagues.
can play.
Leagues is
Plenty
great.
of other shit you can play. If you like, go look. RPGs are awesome. You know.
Yeah, absolutely. You know what's awesome? RPGs on your fighting games.
Yo, man. All right, let's look at these names. Let's see who
Names?
has the best name.
Let me see.
Don't come on my side.
I'm always on the left side.
All right, we got
3
Metara
frames of
Step
left.
on me. Who? What?
3 frames or less. That's pretty cool.
Unsafe on hit. We got here.
Wait. You're unsafe ahead versus my 3 frame or less.
Yeah. It's
Who
the
will
opposite.
win?
Danger on the Ranger. What is that? Oh, smiley. Funky Dynamite. Sounds like a nickname for his
I like
dick.
my 3 frame or less.
Brose. Is that like Jose?
For the bro version.
Bring it, bear. I don't know what that means.
I'm checking over here.
I don't know what that means.
Nah, everything else is kind of generic.
Senpai Spider. Lost hairline. That's the winner. Lost hairline. That wins. Unless one of your people are here. Rican Love 13.
Wow, Nero is here.
Narrow's here, but I don't know if it's the same Narrow.
This one.
Yeah, dude.
Sorry.
I'm going
3
with Lost
frame or less?
Hairline.
You guys let us know. 3 frame or less for me.
Lost Hairline.
hairline.
Or Cheeks. Never mind. Got a new one. Name's
wait.
just Cheeks upstairs in the...
Well,
And,
if you're going for cheeks, you know, or 3 frame or
Yep,
less.
Cheeks. That's a Ritz trying to play that person.
That's definitely. What are we playing for?
You know what we playing for, boy. You know my name. Name's Cheeks. Alright, guys. Thanks for listening in. This has been another episode of Double K Radio podcast. And we are out.
Peace out.